Surf's up, it's Mauisnake, and be sure to follow me on Twitter to see if I actually change this prediction. I probably won't, but my Twitter's fun anyways. Okay, getting into this one, we failed the 9 out of 9 challenge spectacularly. You did too, I am certain of it. If you didn't fail the 9 out of 9 challenge, be sure to comment below and that you didn't fail it, and I'll call you a liar. That's right, I'll reply to every single comment that you're a liar. Okay, moving on from that. This major is crazy. Okay, we can already say that things are not going to go as expected. If you think it's just going to be as simple as this, you are probably not paying attention because nothing is happening as expected. All right, we are going to talk about, with logic and reasoning and a little bit of hope, why this major is going to be crazy and beautiful at the same time. Quarterfinal, first up, Heroic versus FaZe. We are going to be talking about why Heroic is still sometimes the worst team and best team in Tier 1 CS. They have the highest floor of any team, but FaZe are the biggest procrastinators in the space. And you know what? FaZe, they're like that guy after school that like smokes a little dank, gets a little tipsy with his friends, and he's actually a pretty decent student. He hangs out with the boys behind the dumpster, and he kicks it for such a long time, even falls asleep behind the 7-Eleven, for God's sake. And he knows that paper's due at 7 a.m. He's got to turn it in some electronic format. And that's what FaZe is going to do right here. They're going to turn that one in. That essay, it's getting done. He's getting a B+. He's writing that thing at 5:35 in the morning with a hangover, but it's still happening, and the teacher just loves him. And we all love FaZe Clan, and we know what they can accomplish in situations like this. Monte versus GamerLegion. This is a weird one because I think a lot of people are just jumping the gun and saying Monte, but the veto is pretty bad for Monte because Anubis will not be a pick for them because it is GamerLegion's perma veto. And Monte, they want to play Anubis versus everybody. And GamerLegion, they want to play Overpass versus everybody. And Monte, that's their worst map. So I don't really know exactly what the deal is and why everybody is hopping on board Monte, but I will say it's pretty obvious that their players are really good. I think SDY is going to add some composure to the arena element here, but no coach behind them versus GamerLegion, who will have their coach behind them. And I think both of these teams feel like they're playing with house money at this point, but the thing is with Monte, they've spent what they came to do. They beat Navi, which was like every single person overperforming to such a massive extent, tilting Simple off the face of the earth. And I think that GamerLegion still have just so much more left in them. And I'm going to be going with GamerLegion in this one. Liquid versus Apeks. This is an interesting one also because Apeks seem to be a really solid team from the Tier 2 space in the non-partnered scene, but Liquid have actually just powered up immensely. And I think that the veto is actually really nice for Liquid in this one. If Apeks want to go to, say, like Ancient or Anubis, Liquid have those covered. They're actually good at those maps, and they've actually worked on a few maps beyond that. Say, their Inferno, Mirage, I mean, their Overpass too. A lot of maps in this veto are great for Liquid, and so I'm going to be going with Liquid in this one. I think that they've got what it takes, and I think that NAF is looking like easily the best player of all 10 players in the server. And I've also talked to Thomas from Into the Breach, and people are getting scared of OC. I can't believe it, but OC is becoming a beast that people across the Atlantic Ocean are beginning to fear when they see him in the server. Vitality Into the Breach. This is the most straightforward one to me. It's Vitality. I'm not even going to explain that one too much because we're going to get into the semifinals. FaZe Clan, GamerLegion. This is where the fairy tale run ends for GamerLegion. FaZe will be taking this one over GamerLegion. Player quality is just so much higher. The map veto isn't even that good for GamerLegion in this one because everywhere they want to go, FaZe already liked going there. I mean, FaZe liked playing Overpass. They could probably punish pick on Mirage. They could take this into a multitude of directions, and so I've got FaZe taking it. Liquid Vitality, if there's also anything I've learned in recent memory, it's that the home crowd buff only gets you so far. We saw in Rio, Fury of Falling, still not even making it to a grand final at IEM Rio or the Rio Major. And I'm sorry, French fans, but the pressure, the storylines, it's all going to mount on them. And if there's one thing I also have learned from this space, it's that when people see themselves as the favorites or they're destined to win, it's our championship. This one's ours, boys. Those motivational speeches backfire on everybody. I think Cadian should probably stop giving those to Heroic because they ain't working, and the narrative won't be working for Vitality. We're taking this one to Liquid. We're giving it to Liquid. FaZe Clan versus Liquid. A lot of history on the line here. You got Twist playing against his old team. You've got Liquid. You got the only 3 players to win a Grand Slam but not win a major in Nitro, NAF, and Liege. And you know what? Here it comes. It's not coming home to the UK. It's coming back to America, baby. Liquid are going all the way. They're beating FaZe Clan in a spectacular 3-map thriller. And just when you thought FaZe procrastinated over and over again that they could let that first map slip because they're always going to bring it back, it's not going to happen. NAF is going to put them in the dirt. OC is going to power up. Elige is going to have a resurgence in form all of a sudden. And Yakindar is going to top frag. It is going to be incredible. You couldn't write it, but I just did. And this is what's going to happen. Those are my picks, everybody. And some people may think I'm sacrificing some analytic integrity by putting the North American team all the way. Well, what happened when all of us tried using analytic integrity to predict what was going to happen in the Legend stage? We all missed out on getting even 5 predictions correct. So who cares at this point? All right, Team Liquid all the way, baby. Let's go Liquid. And as always, being toxic is a choice. And one more thing, this major's gotten a little bit weird in terms of just kind of the discourses surrounding it, in terms of underdogs, in terms of I don't know, like there's just kind of a lot of weird conversations. I feel like a lot of hate festers up in the community around the time of majors. And I kind of just wish that for all of you, that you guys are all just kind of being the good apples here and not the bad ones trying to stir stuff up. I mean, I've like, there's been just a lot going on the internet. It's a weird place. And yeah, let's just try to be good and nice to each other for a change. That's maybe like me projecting a little bit, but it's also just a general piece of advice because I feel like for some reason in this final CSGO major where we're supposed to be celebrating the game and its history and glory, we're starting to just kind of attack one another, and it feels a little bit needless and sort of petty. And I just kind of want that behavior to, at least for anybody that's watching this, kind of just be quelled slightly because, like I say, guys, being toxic is a choice.